I'm Justin Michael Williams, author, speaker, and musician. Over the last 12 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to share the stages with people like Marianne Williamson and Deepak Chopra and speak and teach at some of the most prestigious organizations and universities on the planet. My work has been featured in some of the most respected publications, and I've had the opportunity to touch people's hearts in more than 40 countries around the globe. You know, I grew up in a home literally with gunshot holes on the outside of my house, with domestic violence and alcoholism and a lot of trauma. And when we have this kind of trauma, we learn to adapt to that trauma. And sometimes those adaptations become harmful. But everything in my life changed for me when my grandmother got suddenly diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the doctors told her she only had a couple months to live. So I flew home to be with her in that moment. And my grandmother asked me a question. She looked at me and she said, "If you were in my shoes and you knew you were gonna die in 2 months, what would you do?" And I looked at her and I'm thinking, what are you even talking about? And she said it again. "If you were in my shoes and you knew you were gonna die in 2 months, what would you do?" And immediately I just looked at her and I said I would stop every single thing that I'm doing and I would record an album. And here we are.
Hell, you talked out. Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. They don't really care about us. I'ma walk, I'ma march on the regular.
And that simple question changed the trajectory of my entire life. I've had the incredible gift of putting out a top 20 album that charted in the top 20 of the pop charts. I've signed 2 major book deals with a 3rd one on the way. And I've used the transformational power of music and healing and mental health. And I've now dedicated my life to helping people step into their purpose, step into their power, and come together in spaces of growth and transformation across every divide. Every single one of these practices comes from indigenous people, Native American people, Latino people, Black people, African people, Asian people. You know, people always ask me why I use music in my work, and that's because music has always been about transformation. The music can minister. I always say the music is the sugar that makes the medicine go down. Some people really respond to like a TED Talk and a really witty talk or a really witty book, but when you're working in some communities, it's the music that awakens their heart and helps them transform. I've had the incredible opportunity to host an award-winning series on mental health and helping young people. And the thing is, the world is ready for this. The world is waking up. And so this is our opportunity to help people step into their purpose, step into their power, and start waking up the world. People always ask me, what do I do? And what I do is I make the impossible possible by working with the invisible. True transformation starts inside. It's the stuff that you can't see that actually helps us transform the world and not just be so busy all the time doing and doing and doing, but actually having the impact that we want to have in our lives and in the world.